Priority One Protection. This is the best way to protect your home with a guy like Mike Snow. What a man of God he is, all right? What a man of integrity he is. On top of that, proudly served our country in the Air Force. Has been in this business now for 9 years. Sees this again as a long-term mission that he's on to help families, to make things better, to take care of the family's needs. You're not going to get that in most of the companies that do alarms. He was too polite to say it. I'll say it. They're a bunch of shysters is what they are, okay? All right, and they're no good, the bunch of them. Okay? But not this guy. Not Mike Snow. No. We've already fallen in love with this guy. This is the best way to protect your home with a guy like Mike Snow. Give them all the information how they can get a hold of you.
Get to me on my website, www.PriorityOneProtection.com. That is the number one. Or you can give me a call on our business line at area code 813-863-1154.
Priority One Protection. Lock in, literally, to what this man is doing because he'll make a difference. He'll give you peace of mind and safety and security for you and your family for generations to come.
Priority One Protection also offers Monotronics Monitoring, Alarm.com Home Automation, Personal Medical Pendant, and Professional Surveillance Camera Systems. Visit them today at PriorityOneProtection.com.
Pain Was My Friend tells a powerful, true story of one man's quest for redemption, hope, and a miracle. For nearly 2 decades, debilitating back pain nearly destroyed Pete O'Shea. His life was spiraling out of control, and there was no end in sight. Just before he reached rock bottom, God came to him in a vision and showed him how to find his miracle. Reading this book will help you regain hope and search for your miracle. Pete shares everything, all the ups, all the downs of his years away from God, and how the enemy had control of him for way too long. God doesn't cause pain, but he does use it. He commanded Pete to write this book and to be fully transparent in order to inspire and empower others. If you need to forgive someone, if you long to be free from pain, and if you want to believe in miracles, go to TotalFusionPress.com and order your copy of Pain Was My Friend by Pete O'Shea. That's TotalFusionPress.com and order Pain Was My Friend by Pete O'Shea. This book can change your life, and give it as a gift for anyone you truly care about. That's TotalFusionPress.com. That's TotalFusionPress.com. If you long to be free from pain, go to TotalFusionPress.com.
He has protected you from the sky. Now he's on a mission to protect you and your home from above and below. He's here now to show you how he can protect you and your family too. Here he is, the owner and creator of Priority One Protection, Mike Snow.
Welcome to a beautiful day, Mike.
Good morning. Good morning.
morning.
It is definitely a beautiful day. I love Fridays.
How beautiful is it?
It's a beautiful day.
Not only is it Friday, it is actually payday today, too.
That's always good. Payday Friday.
Payday Friday. How are you?
Oh, I'm
How's
doing
your week
outstanding.
been?
Oh, it's been outstanding. The big thing this week has been cameras, honestly. I spent some time in some attics this week, so I even brought in a camera for, just to kind of an idea.
Let's see that. Did you see, there's been this video going around on the news and everything, this SUV fishtailed on this road, hit a young boy on a bicycle, and the neighbors got it all on video. Okay, my first thing,
my goodness.
The image of the video was so clear. My first thing, I bet you that was Mike's camera.
Absolutely. There is no camera like Mike's cameras.
No.
It isn't. It's like the Secret Service type of camera.
I'm like, I bet you that was him.
That's good.
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Like, what security system is this? I'm like, I know a guy.
No, because the cameras that I've seen and that it's nothing as compared to yours. Let me see that one.
Well, this is actually one of your bullet style cameras. There also are dome cameras as well, but this is actually one of the ones that we would actually install on someone's house for surveillance camera. That's correct.
Okay.
Or businesses and things of that nature. Yes.
I do have a question. Is there a remote? Okay, so you install them. Now, is there a remote that you have from inside to turn them? Or do you have
that's
to
actually
physically...
considered a PTZ camera.
Okay.
So it's gonna pan, it's gonna tilt, and it's going to zoom.
Okay.
PTZ.
Right. So it's going to do those types of things. That's what you're going to utilize for them. And we also have a couple of cameras that don't zoom, but they will do the same thing, pan and tilt.
Okay.
Mike, this is like gen-proof. This camera is something that nobody can destroy.
It's supposed to be outside.
It's supposed to be outside.
It's a completely weatherproof camera, so you can actually have it out. No, it's designed to be outside for
This is night night cam, right?
That's correctly.
And
Absolutely.
it lights up like a light red.
Right.
So
it just
that-
lights up. It
Oh my
basically
gosh.
turns everything black and white. It gives you a good night vision.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It looks like it's practically bulletproof. I mean, this thing is like, it's not going anywhere. You can't rip this
It's
puppy
heavy.
down. This is real. This is the real deal.
That's a heavy camera.
Wow.
That's
And it
heavy duty.
tilts.
That's a
Yeah.
heavy duty camera.
Okay, this is Jen approved right here.
Jennifer,
This is
there
not
you
what
go.
I
That's
have,
really
honey,
cool.
and I need this. I love the way that this is created and made and everything.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, it's
I
nice
mean,
and solid.
yeah.
So this is the camera that they showed. Mike's camera. This is what we were talking about.
I was putting it out
highest
there. I
quality
know
camera.
a guy because it was so crystal clear. Like you could see, you know,
was
the
like a movie.
scratches on the SUV. I mean, it was that clear.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, I bet you
Mike.
that's Mike.
That's Mike.
And everyone's like, what security systems do you know? And I'm like, I know a guy.
There you go. Monotronics, Priority 1. And
Priority 1
Show
protection.
us what you brought
display
today.
know.
Pulled in my banner.
This is beautiful.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
So this is your home solution. So you have, here's your home, and then you can, while you're away, you've got the app.
Absolutely.
And then what is this over here?
That's just another version of that same app.
Okay.
So you
So
just
that's
you can
for
do
your
it on your
iPad.
tablet. Yep, your iPad, tablet, things of that nature. So yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
and energy management.
Yep. I even have the thermostat, so it's and it actually does a good job.
And it's kid proof.
It's yeah, because you don't have to touch it.
Oh my gosh.
So with this, you'll have the access for your cell phone
Absolutely.
all the time.
Mhm.
You have so that equals remote access. So
Absolutely.
if you need to turn on lights or you need to turn down the air conditioner or turn it up, you
Turn
can do
down
that
what?
all on your phone
Yeah,
or
exactly.
iPad or even on
computer.
your computer.
Exactly.
You know,
Anywhere in the world.
you know,
Anywhere in the world.
yeah.
Yeah, if you
How
got internet
cool is
access. Yes, absolutely.
And it's amazing.
So the internet is everywhere, so you can go
So
and you can be in
futuristic.
Africa
That is
and
so,
still be able to turn the lights off and on.
Yep,
that is so organized.
it is. It's pretty cool.
This is like Space Mountain. You know, when you go through Space Mountain and you see what's going to happen in the future,
It's like the Jetsons.
it's Mike. It's Mike. It's not the people there in the state of the future. It's Mike with his home security.
That's
with
it.
Priority
Home
One
automation.
protection.
Goodness.
Yes, indeedy.
Oh
So-
my gracious.
Yeah. So, is Priority One Protection able to provide proof for people to show their homeowners insurance?
Oh yes, we send that certificate out anyway. That's
you do?
automatic.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we've already created that certificate. It goes out, within a week and a half after the installation takes place. We'll send them that, and they can actually turn it into their insurance. You can actually save anywhere from, depending on the insurance company, we never know, but it's anywhere from 5 to 15%. So,
Very
and if
cool.
you get outside cameras or like the doorbell camera or a camera of this nature, you can always have that added to the certificate, which also decreases your bill as
Right.
well.
Which is so helpful.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, it's definitely helpful.
How
I
long?
mean, so anytime you're going to save money, and because you think about it, you're paying insurance for, everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody pays it, so why not be able to save a little bit? From
Save
it?
a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now, how long has Priority One Protections been in business for?
Well, we actually opened up right over 2 years ago.
Wow.
And we've been out here just knocking doors and getting the word out that way.
Okay.
And it's just basically me and my business partner, Sylvester, that really kind of came together and just started this. But it was, just coming together, deciding, hey, we want to do things differently. And that was the biggest difference. And that's the biggest thing about us, because we want things to be different from what you normally see out there. Again, that's why we go in and instead of in a pre-wired house, we're going to make sure that you're going to utilize everything that's there. Whereas I've seen companies go in and actually say, well, we don't normally do the upstairs. Even though it's pre-wired, we're going to still leave that out. Now, that's just ridiculous.
Right.
It's like, as a pre-wired house, this upstairs, do it all. Same thing with the wireless sensors. You can come in. Unfortunately, I had a customer that told me the other day that they were basically taken advantage of by one of the other companies out there. I'm obviously not going to name names, but they were taken advantage of because they told them that their pre-wired house that had 10 lines in it, that 8 of them didn't work. Now, I've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
And I've never seen
goodness.
that in a brand new home where you have 10 pre-wired sensors and 8 of them don't work. Now,
Really?
it's possible. I mean, I guess anything is possible.
Right.
But it's highly unlikely. And at the end of the day, they charged her $800.
Oh my goodness.
To get up and going, which is absolutely absurd for just a basic system. I mean, that's just literally saying, you know what? Because of who I am, I'm going to take advantage of people. That's not fair. And that's one of the things that Sylvester and I try to set ourselves apart doing, making sure that we are not doing those types of things to customers. Not that hey, buyer beware.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that and I get that. But from a standpoint, from my standpoint, I won't ever take advantage of you because of my own morals. I like to be able to sleep at night.
Right. Yeah.
I've been, that's that military background from myself. That 4 years of doing military and being in the military, working on the F-15s and things of that nature.
And that's the integrity that we want to talk about, because we want to talk about your life.
This is your life.
Oh, okay.
And welcome to the show.
All right, this is your life.
Snow. Yes, we want to know about your life and about you growing up and what's led you into the protection, your military background and everything. It's such a fascinating story that you have.
Oh, thank you.
Of integrity throughout your entire life. So it's not like you just went into this. Everything built up to be where you are today.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, basically. And we were actually very, very fortunate. We actually grew up in one of the very first black neighborhoods of its kind. I mean, literally. There is a...
What was that like?
It was, as a child, nothing. It was, as an adult, it's something I can respect.
Right.
I mean, going back into Grand Rapids and actually going down to the museum and seeing the exhibit that has been put there for our neighborhood is phenomenal. I mean, there was basically 4 guys that took over this neighborhood, 4 black men that bought this land, and it took them several years before they were even able to buy the first house or build the first house because of the fact that nobody wanted them to have it.
Right.
So, I mean, and then my dad was one of those, one of the guys that came in there shortly after they were able to get approved for everything. And one of the founders, Mr. J. Adams, is actually still living today. He's the only one still alive. Good friend of mine, very good friend. In fact, Patrick and I are talking about our trips that we do all the time. He and I are very good friends. So I was very lucky. My parents owned dry cleaners, so they had that business established for me. It was more of that business background.
Right.
We owned three locations in Grand Rapids, Mr. Valet. So they had that as well. And, so I grew up around, watching my parents work and, my dad leaving at, 5 o'clock in the morning and still getting home at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And, so yeah, we had that, but I mean, I started there when I was 7, folding towels, and being in there on a Saturday morning where everybody else is watching cartoons. I'm standing up there with with the TV in front of me watching cartoons as well, but also folding towels and being paid $2 an hour. So he was definitely ripping me off back then, too.
Mike, he was teaching you integrity.
Yes, he was. He
was teaching you how to fold
work.
ties.
That's right. We were working, but I worked there all my life. And then at age of 18, decided, hey, I wanted to change it up a little bit and go into the military. And
what branch did you go into?
Went into the Air Force. Yep, went out, ended up stationed at Edwards Air Force Base in California. Loved it. I mean, California is beautiful. Like? Oh, it's beautiful. I love the weather out in California. You were right pretty much centrally located, so you figured you were 3 hours from Vegas, 3 hours from San Diego, an hour and a half from L.A., 5 hours from San Francisco. So,
oh my gosh!
So there was no excuse for being bored.
No,
there was a whole bunch of.
Oh man, I can tell you many days where we went skiing in the morning and went to the beach in the afternoon.
Or just hit up Vegas for a couple hours
there you
and
go.
then came back
Go
home.
home for the week. Go
My
for the Vegas for the
goodness.
weekend. Did
Oh, my goodness.
Spend a mini check in Vegas. Yes, definitely had a good time there, though. Military was actually, I mean, it's one of those things that if I had my choice, I would actually think everybody should try the military for at least a year and a half, 2 years. Mm-hmm. It is one of those things that it is so life-changing. I mean, I was not necessarily, even though I had a decent upbringing and had, good foundational parents, I was still trying to be a bad boy. So I was still trying to get out there and do the bad things that a lot of kids do.
Mm-hmm. You were still trying to prove yourself.
Exactly. Trying to, be a kid, really. Just trying to grow up and trying to find my own direction. And the military actually helped me do that. They actually straightened me out in things and, brought my life into an honest direction.
Right. What was your job when you were in the military?
I worked on F-15s, F-16s, and F-4s as a crew chief.
My favorite thing ever. Okay. They, at MacDill here, they have the air show.
Yeah.
I go every year. They canceled it one year, and I was so angry because I love the way that when those jets take off, and you can just feel it, and you hear it, and it's just all through your body. Air shows are my favorite thing in the world to do.
I love air shows.
I love them.
We'll have to go together.
Oh, my goodness.
The air show, obviously being in the military, the air show was basically performed for 3 months above your head. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got the feel of the air show as a military
you
personnel.
Worked at the air show.
It's like you kind of heard it every day. You constantly were on it. So you was like, that was one of those things. So they're constantly practicing for that 3.5 months before they're at the actual show. So we saw a lot of those maneuvers. So on the day of the show, never went out, but saw it a lot. Definitely enjoyed the air show. I mean, as a now that I'm out, and I would probably go back and actually go and see one and things like that.
It is so much fun, and then they have all the jets on display,
right?
And some of them you can actually walk into them and take a tour. It is just so much fun, and it's so educational. Every year I go, I always learn something new. And it's like, well, this plane was here last year, but I didn't take the time because I was learning about another one.
Exactly.
It is just, it is cool. And then you see all the Air Force, everybody in the Air Force, and you get to go up and shake their hand and say thank you for everything that you do. It's emotional.
It
is fun. And,
it is. We're going to start crying again, Mike. You're just going to have to deal with us crying over you.
Emotional.
We're emotional today. Something's happened in the month.
But thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Your service is so appreciated. We just appreciate that so much. And
I make it a point to not only thank my federal veterans as well, because I do. I mean, if I see them on uniform anywhere, any day, any walk, I'm going to make it a point to thank them as well, because I appreciate the military for what they give us, for what they do for us, how they protect us. Absolutely.
Yeah, and everything that they have to give up.
Yes.
In the meantime.
Yes. 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 People think it is not. Yes, it's a job. Of course, it's a job, but it is a challenge. I mean, and then you really realize that you're literally owned by the government, and you give up your life for that. That is, people don't take that into perspective at times.
No.
And you really do. You are literally giving up your life, for them. They can literally tell you to go and, whatever.
They can tell you,
they can,
you're
they
sleeping, go clean all these sheets.
Exactly.
They can
get
do
up
whatever.
I want you, get up at 4 a.m., get up at 3 a.m., whatever you're doing. It's, it's time for this, or whatever. It's time for any type of roll call, or it's time for, a training exercise, or, God forbid, it's time for a war, but, we, obviously those moments happen as well. I mean, and that's what, they're constantly preparing for, and that of that nature. So when you have those, it makes it, it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. Marriage is definitely difficult in the military.
Kids.
It's hard. Children, very difficult in the military.
So, your military background, is that why you wanted to get into the Priority 1 protection, to still continue to protect people?
Well, honestly, no. It was more of a trying to find myself. And, I lost my job, after having a job for 10 years back in 2009. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And I was trying to reinvent. Of course, my first passion, which is why I still do it to this day, is personal training. I started personal training again. And then I started actually going door knocking for a company. And then once I did that, I was like, wow, this is actually a cool little satisfaction. And then ultimately moved into working for another company and learning more. And then I learned the install side of it, which is obviously my passion anyway, just simply from my personal background, constantly working my hands and things of that nature, doing walkout and around the country as well for a company. But once I got into it and realized how much I enjoyed the security and enjoyed the joy and the light up of someone's face the first time they actually use one of the home automation pieces, first time they open their garage or first time they disarm their system.
The look on their face,
yeah,
they're
look.
like, holy moly, that is so freaking awesome.
It's so
but
different.
I'm finally protected. I'm finally got that extra layer of safe.
Absolutely.
I'm safe, the safety for you and your family.
That's what did it. I mean, and then obviously, like I say, I was working for one of the larger companies when I first started, so it was very easy to sell.
Yeah.
You just pretty much, the name was pretty much selling itself, which is respectable. I respect that, but on the same token, it let me see what I can do.
Right.
And getting into that and actually doing it more and more, and then deciding, what. Some of these companies, even though they're definitely still protecting their homes, they're taking advantage of them, taking advantage of customers left and right. Just like I was talking about earlier, charging someone $800 for a pre-wired house that's already set. It's
now, I have a question that goes with that. So say I get just the basic, camera system on my house. Am I able to, get more down the road?
Oh, yes.
So
you can upgrade. With me,
upgrade.
That's one of the biggest things with me. As far as my alarm systems are concerned, again, that's where Sylvester and I set ourselves apart because it is one of those things that we decided, hey, if you want to upgrade, we're going to try and do our best to put you into a package that's going to allow that upgrade later. So that way, if you did decide, to upgrade, you're not having to do anything to say, you know what, Mike, I want to go on ahead and add this in now.
Right.
You pay for the unit, we upgrade you for free. We never change your price. And that's one of those things that you won't find out there. A lot of companies will just, every time you add something on, even at the installation portion, that they're going to add in another $1 or $2. And it's not necessary for my mind. I don't mind taking that loss a little bit, to pass that on to my customer. My thing is I want you happy and I want you to enjoy what you're getting, and it is something that you can actually talk about and not be afraid. You'll have your neighbor will have something and you'll have something, and you'll have two totally different prices that you're paying for it. No.
Right.
You can tell your neighbor, your next neighbor, your next neighbor, your next. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm going to come in and I'll give you all the exact same price. I don't have to, raise it and beat you out of an extra $1 or $2 here just simply because I don't want to take that loss. I don't mind.
Right.
I'll take that loss for you because at the end of the day, I'm here to help you be protected. This is what I want you to do. This isn't something that you're doing. This is not, this is not a game to me. This is something like Pete said in our very first meeting. This is a life for me. This is something that I do because I truly enjoy it. Just like with my personal training, I'll never give it up. I'll always be a personal trainer, but I'll be a personal trainer on the side. It's one of those things that I love doing, and I've fired more clients than people realize.
Yeah.
I will fire a client in my personal training just simply because if you're not working, there's no reason for me to be here.
There's no reason for me to waste my time. So,
and that's the same way I kind of feel about security. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to take advantage of you. I want you to be protected and be able to sleep secure at night.
Right.
I did a house a couple of days ago and ended up having to go back because I didn't have the doorbell with me because I did it over the weekend. And so I had to go back on Monday to put the doorbell in because I had to go pick one up. So when I went back in there to put the doorbell in, the wife was telling me, because she was one of the ones that kind of didn't really want it. She says, Michael, I have to admit, I didn't really want the system, but you just don't know how well I slept last night.
It's the peace of mind.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
She says, I really slept well.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe how well I slept. You know, and it was just like, again, like you just said, it's a peace of mind
Mm-hmm.
knowing that she was able to arm the system, secure the house,
Yep.
and then she was able to relax.
Yeah, that's...
Absolutely.
You don't have to worry.
No, you don't have to worry.
And that's, in the back of your head, it was always, oh, what happens if there's a fire?
Mm-hmm.
My mom, for some reason, my mom was always worried about the fire.
Or carbon monoxide. That was a
Carbon
big
monoxide.
thing.
That was really a big thing, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just somebody breaking in randomly
Yep.
into your house, or even just...
It's happening.
Or having a raccoon sneak in through the doggy door, or a possum sneak in through your doggy door. True story.
Or chicken.
No, it was a possum. We had little baby ducks and woke up and there was a possum in their little pen. Snuck in through the dog door. Yeah. See, if I had that alarm system.
Or the cameras, you could be famous right now, Amanda.
The camera, what you gonna need?
That's what Mike's thinking. Not calling 911. There's a possum chasing after my ducks in my house.
Yeah.
Please help me.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You would just be calling Mike, not 911.
I'm going to call the animal shelter.
That's yeah.
All right, Mike,
my goodness.
I think what is so great about the cameras also, we have cameras, I have cameras around my house.
Yeah, that's actually considered a hybrid camera, though.
Okay.
So, I mean, that is not
hybrid.
tying, even though, yes, I can get an SVR and tie that into the alarm.com system.
Right.
That's
Around
an actually,
toggles.
that would definitely be technically a standalone camera system.
Okay.
A DVR
Right.
camera system, wired ran to it. There is no monthly bill. You install it one time, and then that's it.
That's what we have.
Right.
And, our DVR went down briefly. But see, with yours, it goes straight up to the cloud. So
That's what the NVRs do.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we have DVRs exactly the same as yours. That it would actually go to your hard drive.
Right.
But it would be recording. So.
yeah, ours didn't. So we lost like that 2 hours of time, which anything could have happened. See, you don't have to worry about that
Nope.
when you go to Priority One Protection.
Priority 1. You don't need 911. You just need Priority 1, honey.
There you go.
And you are happy.
It is always such a pleasure to have you on here. We always learn something new every day.
Every day.
Absolutely.
And where can everybody get in contact with you?
Okay, well, they can go to PriorityOneProtections.com. Right?
Ta-da!
And their phone number is 888-736-8606. That's 888-736-8606. And ask for Mike Snow.
And the local number is area code 813-863-1154. 813-863-1154 is our local number in Tampa.
So, I mean, it's great deals. All of the products, and he brings them in every week, are just high-tech and really, really, really great. So, thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mike. We've had an amazing show today with Mike Snow, Tamara from House of Hope, and Melinda Turner. We thank you so much for joining us today and listening in.
Yeah. Make sure you download that app.
Download
Super
the
easy
app.
to do. Don't go anywhere because Lunch at the House of Hope with TNT is next. And make sure you tune in next Monday. We have a great show on a beautiful day on the Choice Radio Network.
Remember, you're loved, you're blessed, and you are safe.
Hey, this is Pete, and I'm telling you all about Quantum Tavaria Relief Strips. Now, if you're not getting the relief you need from the various lotions and gimmicks and anything else you've tried, then you need to listen, because the human body is made up of a series of electrical impulses. Everything we do, every word we hear, every movement we make has an electrical signal and energy associated with us. Quantum Relief Strips are the method of natural healing that works with the chi of the body to promote optimal wellness. Now, these strips balance the energy in your body, and it relieves negative energy. These silk strips contain no ingredients other than quantum energy, so there are no nasty smells or odors to deal with. Once you experience it, you'll know that Quantum Relief Strips work. You have been waiting for them. So for further information, to get your Quantum Relief Strips, you need to contact Helen Fussell. She's an independent member, and her phone number is 727-647
727-647-6623. Again, that's 727-647-6623. Or you can visit www.reliefwithhelen.com. That's www.reliefwithhelen.com. I'm telling you, Pete O'Shea, I use them every day. And ever since I've been using them, I get 7 hours of sleep every night. Quantum relief strips are for you. 727-647-6623.